So, Ludicolo is one of the most interesting Pokemon that got buffed this season, and we can also take a look at this Pokemon in the Open Ultra League. And as the Ultra League is currently available next to the Scroll Cup, I'm actually more interested in the Ultra League currently than the Scroll Cup. I feel like the Scroll Cup is quite limited, but Ultra League isn't. And so today we're going to take a look at this Pokemon, and I would like to know also from you, which Pokemon would you like to see for either of the cups that I should showcase? Let me know down below. Would really like to see your suggestions. There are a lot of Pokemon that I kind of want to showcase still, but I would like to know what is most interesting for you. It would be really nice. But otherwise, we're going to have a team here that is very similar-ish, I guess, to the team that I had for Ludicolo as well in the Great League, but then again, not really. The thing is here, if you want to upgrade this team, you could run Tinkaton instead of the Cobalion in the lead. This would help you out in certain matchups. It would be kind of good in the current meta generally as well. But Cobalion actually was a really good Pokemon. I like this Pokemon quite a bit. I think it's a good Pokemon in the current meta. I think it has a lot of play. But here is now the Ludicolo with a shield advantage and no shields on the opponent's side, which means we have access to our move, the Leaf Storm, which is going to do some massive damage. But they're going to have in the back here the Togekiss, and that is going to be basically, yeah, a bit of a tougher matchup for us at least. We should be able to take a hit here. And I kind of want to keep my shield here for my Jellicent in the back. As the Aura Sphere is coming through, this is going to be the hardest thing move the opponent can have. And against Jellicent, they only have to go for the Side Shock there. It's not going to be as threatening, and we can get some energy advantage here. So I let the move go. Nothing to be worried about. The opponent still has 3 Pokemon, and we have still 3 Pokemon. And now the first one goes, and the opponent forfeits. So first battle worked out quite well. And here we're going to have a great lead, and I think this game got... I think there were like a few games where I was like, I feel like the game was just not responsive to me, which kind of was a bit annoying. This game, so far, all okay. Here I make a big mistake. Like, this game actually kind of bothers me a bit. I didn't want to shield this. I was just looking away and I still wanted to tap for the fast move, and I went onto the shield. So if you're wondering why I shield a resisted Hydro Cannon, I just want to tap for the fast move, and that was a big mistake. And I was like, this never really happens to me, by the way, because I usually tap higher than that, but... never tap where the shield button could be. You saw like the shield button didn't even come up at all because I just tapped there the entire time with the fast move. But that's what it is. You have the Jellicent against us. We can still try to redeem ourselves. We can get the Surf through to get the shield and still a Shadow Ball off, which is going to be amazing. So now we're going to get both shields from the opponent or a ton of damage onto the Jellicent. We get both shields. Now we have a shield advantage, switch advantage, and the opponent has a ton of energy on the Jellicent. But it's okay. I still have my Ludicolo, and I think I'm in a very good spot. As I can, I let the move go. It's going to be the Shadow Ball, of course, but it's not going to do enough to even two-shot us, which is cool. Shiny Ludicolo here. Fun fact, by the way, this Pokemon is still from the time when, basically back in the day, before PvP was a thing, I played Pokemon Go, of course, as well beforehand already. Here, I wanted to stop out. I either Fat Fingered or whatever. If I just got out there with a Charge Move start, the game was over immediately. But basically, back in the day, before PvP, I tried to power up every shiny Pokemon I got. Back in the day, they weren't as common as they are nowadays. But before PvP was a thing, I tried to power up every shiny Pokemon I got. So this Ludicolo is from 2019, and that's why I had it already basically built previously, and just need to add a few more XL candy on top of it in order to use it for the Ultra League. Because you need actually a little bit of an attack investment on the Ludicolo in order to play it for the Ultra League. Here, I'm gonna lose because I just clicked above the switch button, and that is all that cost me the battle at the end. Together with shielding, even though I didn't want to shield there. So yeah, that was of course mostly more my fault than anything else, but I easily would have won the battle. Like, there is absolutely zero way of the opponent would have been able to win this battle if I just played a bit better, or if I just got onto the button and didn't click above it. But as you guys see here, there's going to be the Primate. Going for that Rage Fist is going to do some solid damage against us. We can try to go for the full farm down. As we will have now the Magnezone come back in. They have to take a Shadow Ball, which is going to do some solid damage. We're going to get them super low. And putting them into farm down range now for Cobalion. In comes Como. That is okay. We can go for the Sacred Sword spam. But it's going to be a bit more of an awkward matchup because my Ludicolo cannot really deal with it either, but I kind of need to keep my Cobalion alive. And so I'm just going to sacrifice my Ludicolo. Ludicolo did everything that it needs to do here. It just takes the hits. I don't really care too much about what the opponent tries to do otherwise. Upper hand doesn't get the debuff. I can go still for the Weather Ball spam, which can help me out for later on, as I need to spam charge moves anyway. We get the shield from the opponent. That is alright, I can let the move go again, and it's all down to Cobalion to win this battle for me. Upper hand is going to get us low enough that they can knock me out with a 1 more Volt Switch from the Magnezone, but at the same breath, we are going to be able to just go for the full farm down, and that is fine. This is going to work out really well for because as now the Magnet Zone goes down, Como is coming back in, and we have 2 charge moves for the opponent basically, and there's nothing they can do about it. And yet again, I somehow misclick, and even though I try to go for the charge move button there, it just didn't work out. Doesn't really matter because upper hand is not going to be enough to knock us out. I was aware of that previously, that's why I let the move go, because upper hand has actually a chance of debuffing your defense. If this happens and they hit another upper hand, I would lose, so letting the first move go there is just the right play. So, against the opponent's lead, I actually have a very good answer, and I only really, like, this is actually the first battle I did with this team here that we're gonna look at now. I only really realized later on how much play I have against Warring with this team, to the point that I try here the entire time to keep my Cobalion healthier than I needed to. I decided to now go into my Ludicolo, which can take the hit. I can take a hit here from the opponent's Raikou. But as you see, the Aura Sphere is going to get us low, not low enough though. And they're going to catch the move here, which is a great card, like a really good move there, caught from the opponent. This is very, very strong. But yeah, I still going to have the option here at least to go for the Leaf Storm. They shouldn't knock me out yet. It's a non-shadow versus non-shadow. If they were shadow, they would have easily knocked me out by now. But we can still reach a Leaf Storm, and we can either knock them out here and align ourselves, or we are going to be able to get the shield from the opponent. We're going to get the knockout, so Ludicolo did its job again. But I swap out of here, which in hindsight I should have not done. I would have got actually an Astonish off with the Ludicolo still as well. But in the back is going to be the Drifblim, and now we don't have alignment. And this is going to be costly, because now I don't have the right Pokemon against the opponent anymore. But I still forced him to go for a move, and I know that I can still survive a Shadow Ball with my Jellicent because of the amazing bulk this Pokemon has. The issue is I also know that there's still the Raikou in the back, and I was kind of, like, I know that they had some energy on this Pokemon, so I was kind of forced to go straight for a move, and they caught the move here. That was kind of unfortunate, but I could have even prevented it earlier. I should have never locked myself in against the Raikou. Like, I should have just let my Ludicolo go down, and I would have won the battle straight away as well. So 2-2 right now, but both of the losses I should have won, to be fair. Which is fine. Like, that's the thing as well. We have an interlude season. It doesn't really matter on how my results are, but it kind of showcases that the team has potential and on what things went wrong, which I kind of always want to show on this channel as well. So, we had actually a very solid matchup here in the lead. We had the Moltres against our Cobalion. This is actually the best matchup to encounter Moltres, as our backline is really weak to it. So this is also why we need to kind of keep our Cobalion alive. And this is why we kind of need to keep alignment as well, and where Jellicent is coming clutch now. But honestly, like, the amount of damage that Shadow Ball did there actually surprised me on how little it was. Like, it is a super effective stab move here with 100 damage, and it doesn't even get them into the, like, yeah, rat health there, which I feel like is kind of a bit mad. But it's okay. We have Sacred Star now against the opponent, and they're going to go into Terra. Again, I locked myself into a matchup that I don't really want to be in, but also I didn't really want to give the opponent that much energy with my, yeah, Jellicent there, so maybe it still comes in clutch though, that I keep the Jellicent around. We have to see. I didn't get the damage here from my fast move. I should have got the damage through. I'm not too sure if this is impactful whatsoever, but the opponent is going to be able to get another move off. The Frenzy Plant is going to get shielded by us, and we can try our best to go for the full farmland against the opponent. But let's see how things are going to be, as the Frenzy Plant is going to do some solid damage here. In comes the Moltres again, and I can only win this really by trying to do some team effort play here. And so I'm gonna go for the Weather Ball, but I always go for one fast move before that, so I can kind of maybe trick the opponent that they think that they have a little bit less energy than I actually do have. And so, Weather Ball is coming in, I am going to be able to now get a bit of damage onto the opponent, but I have to reach still another one, and we're gonna be able to do that because the opponent thought there's no way I'm gonna be able to add another charge move, but because I did always the perfect fast move timing, I was able to reach this move in time and ultimately win the battle with my Jellicent, which was absolutely fantastic. And next up, let's see who we're going to have here. We're going to have Cobalion against the Sandslash. With that, we're going to face an amazing lead right now. We have to kind of just keep alignment. Against Tentacruel, that should be kind of fine, because usually both the poison as well as the water moves are going to be resisted on the Jellicent. But not anymore, because there's going to be also Payback available for the Tentacruel, which is going to do some super effective damage now against Ghost-type Pokemon, especially the Jellicent, which usually would be a bit more of a tougher matchup. And the opponent is running Payback, which is interesting. And it's going to be a bit more of a tough one now, because we are forced to use a shield here if we want to keep alignment. And I want to keep alignment so bad, like, because my other Pokemon are alright against the opponent, but they're not that great. Like, they're honestly not that great. We have the Shadow Ball coming in, getting the shield from the opponent as well, as I can use the shield again in order to try to kind of guarantee align myself, I think. Payback is coming in. And I could just even go for 2 serfs, but I actually decided to go for 2 serfs. I swap out into the Moltres, which is perfect for us because we have now alignment again. I can swap out into my Cobalion. 1 Stone Edge should be enough to knock them, and I can just go straight for the move, as this is going to be enough now to get the KO against the opponent's Moltres. Let's see what's coming in next. It is going to be the Tentacruel. And so we are forced to go for the Sacred Sword. And so we are going to be in a position where we can at least take a Scald. Hopefully they don't debuff us, they don't, and we can go for another move here. This is fine. This is going to allow us to get the KO against the Tentacruel. And so one Pokemon left, which is going to be the Sandslash, which we saw already previously, which is going to struggle with our fast move pressure, which is going to struggle generally with the situation as we have now the Shadow Ball coming in. There's no way the opponent is going to be able to win this battle. At this point, we are just destroying the opponent, and we can try our best to reach another move here, but again, the opponent gets another move, it's fine. We can let the move go. It's going to be the Ice Punch, and we're gonna be able to go into our Ludicolo. Let the move go as well here. This is going to be the Drill Run, and as you see, we can knock them out. Next up, Bellibolt. The Bellibolt is an interesting Pokemon as this thing got nerfed this season, so Parabolic Charge takes no longer to get to, but does it make Bellibolt now a bad Pokemon? That is the question. I do think that with Thundershock it's less impactful than with Sucker Punch, because he's still gonna get there after 6 fast moves, so like 12 turns total, which is a difference. Don't get me wrong, like it is a difference, it does change a lot of the matchups, but it's at least not as impactful as like with Sucker Punch, where it just generally takes ages to get to the move already, and now it takes even longer. So yeah, I do think this is kinda alright. We're going to have the Como coming in, but with a Metal Sound as a fast move. Not too sure what they're playing at here right now, but we see the upper hand coming in. That's okay. We have to go for the water type move here, basically. Like, both of them are going to be resisted, but I want to hit another one, and I want to hit a Leaf Storm next. So we might even be able to knock them out here with a resisted hit. Let's find out. We do not. They're at 1 HP, and they're going to knock us out now instead, which is okay. We can let it happen. There's going to be the upper hand, and we're actually still swipe with 1 HP, which means we have alignment, which is not really, like, it's a bit important, of course, but also in the same breath, not really, because we have the Zap Cannon here coming through. We're kind of just trying to rely on the Jellicent, but it's a bit of a tough task here to just rely fully on the Jellicent. And as you see, the Parasite Charge is coming in. We are forced to use a shield. We can go for the full farm down. Let's see what they're going to have in the back. It's going to be the Zygarde, and this is going to be a tough one. If we had Ice Beam, I am curious if we would have had a chance of winning this now. Like this, it's just going to be very tough. Like, it's just going to be very, very tough. Yeah, as we see, we're going to have here the opponent getting another move off. It is going to be the Outrage, and this is, of course, doing some stall damage, and they are going to be in a position where I have no chance of really winning this. If I would have had the Ice Beam, maybe, but even then I would have not been able to. So yeah, good game to the opponent. Well done, and as we see, there's going to be the Bulldoze going to knock not us out, but now they're going to knock us out because we had the shields left. And so this is going to be fine. We can move on to the final one for today. We're going to have Credilli. Credilli is going to be a very good matchup for our lead, so we have to try to kind of keep alignment here. In comes the Primeape, and I let the move go as I can go for my own move, which kind of should get them into a position where I have the option to go into my Jellicent in order to deal with them afterwards. And I will get the shield early, which is now kind of opening up the potential for Shadow Ball to just knock them out. Previously, like, next serve would have not done enough damage now anyway, so like I kind of have to go for Shadow Ball now to knock them out directly. But with the advantage here, it's kind of a bit nicer for us. As we got to see as well, the opponent goes for the no shield, and they still get another move. I could shield here, I do shield here. This would have done, yeah, this just generally does a lot of damage. Raid Twist is just such a strong move. And now we have the same amount of shields as the opponent, but we have alignment, and we're going to get still damage onto the opponent's Credilli here, while they're also going to be forced to go for a charge move against us. As we can see, we can even get to another Shadow Ball, which is absolutely fantastic. As we see, the Shadow Ball is going to get a lot of damage in, to the point where we are nearly going to be able to farm him down with our Cobalion. Here we have the Grassland coming in, knocking us out. Cobalion comes in, and in comes the Jellicent, which we should have a good matchup here. We're going to have the Ludicolo. Ludicolo does some super effective fast move damage. We have the Leaf Storm. We're in an alright spot. Like, we should be totally okay here, right? So, let's take a look at how this is going to be. We're going to have here the Leaf Storm coming through. Are they going to use shield? They decide to use a shield here, and it's a CMP type, so I'll let the move go. I hope that I can win with my other Pokemon, but they're going to knock me out here anyway. We have a shield advantage, we have Stone Edge here still for the Jellicent, and Stone Edge is going to be enough to get a lot of damage onto them. But yeah, as you see, we're going to be able to use a shield. This is going to be the surf, and we can try our best to get to another move. But let's still reach another move in time, and so we didn't really have a chance there. I think if I stopped out a bit earlier, maybe I would have won this. That's going to be it for this video. Ludicolo is alright. It's not as good as in the Great League. I can tell you this already. It is not as good as in the Great League. Hope you enjoyed this video though. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.